Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the forecast discussion for Friday, March 17th, 2017. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And of course, it wouldn't be a March forecast discussion without the threat for snow. That's right, more snow is on the way for the northern mid-Atlantic. The question is really how much. And a lot of that is going to come down to one feature that may wreak havoc for the entire forecast. Of course it will, because that's the way it's been this entire week, hasn't it? Now, temperatures this morning range from the upper 20s to mid 30s over the northern interior, mid to upper 30s in the New York City metro, and upper 30s to lower 40s in the New York City metropolitan area. We will rise into the upper 30s to lower 40s throughout the region for highs this afternoon, which will allow our snowpack to continue to melt and lead to a warmer boundary layer, which is going to be very important for our forecast on the way. On the radar, pretty much high and dry right now. It's going to be beautiful for the rest of St. Patrick's Day. We do have this warm front on the way, and this warm front will approach the region tonight with the development of rain and snow showers throughout the region. Not really expecting much in the way of accumulation as far as snowfall with this warm front, with the exception of, let's say, northeastern Pennsylvania right around Poconos. But this warm front and the low pressure system associated with it, which is right out here, is going to lead to some problems for this weekend. This low pressure system will track towards the New Jersey coastal waters by tomorrow evening and rapidly intensify for Sunday morning before kicking out of here. Now the question is, there's going to be an inverted trough behind this low pressure system. You kind of see an example of one right here. Now inverted troughs are very, very pesky beasts. If they set up just the right position, they can produce some pretty strong lifting, cool the atmosphere, and lead to a surprise snowfall accumulation. Of course, if you are just south of that band, you get almost nothing. So it's literally an all or nothing forecast, which is always fun. So with this scenario setting up and based on the latest guidance that we have, here is our going forecast. For this afternoon, look for scattered cloud cover, temperatures in the upper 30s to lower 40s, even a few mid 40s mixed into southern portions of the Philadelphia metro. It's going to be a very, very nice day. A bit cool, definitely, but still not bad for St. Patrick's Day. For this evening, that warm front will be approaching the region. Look for increasing clouds and precipitation to develop as rain and snow showers by the time we get to about 2 a.m. tonight. So basically early Saturday morning. Temperatures will be falling into the mid-20s. So that means that for the most part, many locations will start off as snow and then mix over to rain as we get into Saturday morning because we are dealing with a warm front. Now this warm front will get to about, let's say, the New York City metro on back through eastern Pennsylvania. And so that's going to allow for temperatures to warm up into the upper 30s to lower 40s around the New York City metro and mid to upper 40s in the Philadelphia metro. So quite a bit of a difference. That of course means that for the most part we are going to see this rain-snow mix change over to rain and back over to snow as this low pressure system redevelops off the coast. Now, you see this trough right here? This is what we're going to be watching very carefully because this low pressure system is going to be rapidly intensifying, but it's also going to be exiting. So at 8 a.m. on Sunday, this low pressure system will be strengthening, this trough will be hanging back, and the question is whether or not, as this whole precipitation shield changes over to snow and temperatures fall to right around freezing, is it going to be a heavy band of snow or pretty much some light snow? And that is going to be the question to this entire forecast. You see, with temperatures falling to about 32, 31 degrees for a low along the coast here, yeah, you'll have some minor accumulations of dusting, maybe an inch in some locations, 1 to 3 inches on Long Island, but it won't be all that impressive because the precipitation is light. However, if we get one of those heavy bands, instead of staying south of Long Island, pushes into Long Island because instead of this trough being down here, let's say it's back towards central New Jersey, cutting in this direction here, then you're talking about easily 6-7 inches of snow. So that's pretty much the difference in the forecast, and that's what we're going to be watching over the next 24 hours on exactly how that's going to evolve. So this is the going forecast. For southern locations, say York, Lancaster, Philadelphia, central New Jersey, Atlantic City, even the New York City metro, for the most part, we're looking at a trace to an inch of snow here in this scenario. Okay, this is again with the idea that the strongest and heaviest precipitation is going to remain off the coast, and the boundary layers are going to be pretty minor. So a lot of this on any treated roadway is not really going to accumulate all that much. However, for elevations above 400 feet and basically up to northeastern Pennsylvania, we're looking at 1 to 3 inches of snow. Some enhancement here with the higher elevations is going to lead to snowfall amounts of 3 to 6 inches in this area, right around here with our warm front, because our warm front never passes to the north, so we stay as this constant light snow. So most locations around 3 to 4 inches. Someone's going to pop maybe 5 or 6 in a few of these locations. Now, where there is high volatility in this forecast, and by the way, in the public forecast, we talk about this and what can go wrong. The idea right now is that the inverted trough stays well to our south, and your heavy precipitation basically is right in this area right here. And so you have light to moderate snowfall with temperatures right around freezing. The mid-level temperatures really aren't all that cold, so you're not really seeing any intense precipitation. Your snow ratio is more like around 8 to 1. And so that leads to a potential here for 1 to 3 inches of snow on Sunday morning. Again, if this boundary, if this trough is further north, that pushes that intense precipitation over Long Island, and then all bets are off. Then you end up with a heavy snowfall. Right now, I don't think that's what's going to happen because of what I'm seeing not only on the model guidance, but on the water vapor satellite picture when you look at the entire nation. This tells me right now, hey, this looks more progressive than it being able to hang back and really lift northward. So we'll watch that very carefully. That's going to be the key to the entire forecast. So do expect changes over the next 24 hours based on the data that we see coming out. Beyond that point, well, your meteorologist can use a break. And on Monday, we get that break with high pressure in control. Now, I forgot one more thing about Sunday. I apologize. High temperatures on Sunday will be in the upper 30s to lower 40s. So anything that does fall will immediately start to melt. Back to Monday, high pressure in control, sky cloud cover expected. Lows in the mid-20s, highs in the mid to upper 40s. Watch out for some pretty significant melting of the snowpack on that day. On Tuesday, a cold front will approach the region with periods of showers. Ahead of the cold front, lows in the mid-30s, highs in the lower to mid-50s. On Wednesday and Thursday, high pressure is in complete control, although a bit chilly. Look for lows on Wednesday in the upper 20s, highs in the upper 30s. On Thursday, look for lows in the mid-teens because we have light and variable winds, but highs in the upper 30s to lower 40s. And on Thursday, high pressure shifts off the coast. We get more of a southwesterly wind, and temperatures rebound into the mid-20s for lows, lower to mid-40s for highs. And one other thing, this low pressure system, do not worry, is going to be tracking well west of the region, which means next weekend, periods of rain, but it will be warmer. We're talking about temperatures in the mid-50s, so certainly some good news there. That is your forecast discussion for today. I'll keep an eye on this trough and this storm that is developing, and if any changes are necessary, you know that I will provide them. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.